Last week, on the first culture, the party had managed to steal the scroll from the library. We got out of the library and had to figure out a way to leave the campus without being followed by the blood company. And so we did what any normal people would do. We hired theatre students. Or rather, we didn't hire them. Bara went up to them and convinced them that it was in their best interest, because they were having a play later on in the year, to advertise and show the public what they can, come and see later in the future. So we helped them draw up some flyers, we got into disguise, and then we left the campus with the theatre students. And in the wise words of Kaman, who was playing a hunchback that day, give them the flyers! The more confused, the more flyers! And yes, that's how we left, undetected. We think, we are not very sure. So the party went to the Brazen Horse, where we rented another dubious room so that Bara can read the scroll. But before he can do that, me and Kaman went to shop to buy some, actually it was more like to exchange. So we got some diamond dust so that he can do his spells in case, Bara became unalive after reading the scroll like Tomo did. Yes. We went back, and then after that, tag team. I went out with Kie, and we went shopping. Meanwhile, the two of them stayed behind. Bara started to read the scroll. And this is what we found out. He read the scroll and found out many, many things.
I literally thought you were starting to read, all draconic or something. What the fuck are you doing? I didn't write any of this.
For the full text of what he read in the scroll, please refer to our Discord in the spoiler section, because it's very long.
Thanks for reminding me.
Yes, sir. Okay. It's all inside my notes. Feel free to go and check that too. Anyway, towards the end of the scroll, Bara saw the words start to become a skull in his mind. And then he almost died. But thankfully, he was wearing the special mask that we found at Ryaka's lair. And the special mask saved his life. But then, Bara had a vision. First, he heard a voice saying, "What is the meaning of this?" Next, he found himself in the POV of this person, who is apparently the Dragon Emperor, looking at his three advisors. Number 1, Oasa, the Dragonborn, not to be confused with Esa, the Barbarian. Oasa, the Dragonborn in full armor. Suhani, the elf in full robes. Nagara, the very old elf, who was also the prime of the arcane tower. And they were in the throne room, and there was a Dragonborn chair on a marble floor. And the advisors were very upset and protesting the current course of action, because they said it would be ruinous, and that something about the Stormlord being fickle and should not be trusted because he operates at the beck and call of his niece, the Prime Magus. Nagara said that we cannot ally with them. We as in them, not us. Okay. They cannot ally with them because their plan is evil. They wanted to sacrifice, is it 10 or 100,000 souls?
100,000.
100,000 souls in their attempt at ascension, and it's pure evil. And then it would lead to no end except for what Seda and Solda chose for themselves. All of Urtu would suffer. However, the Dragon Emperor didn't seem to be moved by their argument, and then Suhani said, Bulda's treacherous trinket would not let this moment be the fulcrum we hoped, because it has wormed its way into his mind. He is no longer our lord. He is no longer worthy of the loyalty of Karambir. So, they started to fight. The advisors attacked the Dragon Emperor. The Dragon Emperor attacked back. And until the Dragon Emperor lost his power and became weak. And then they pried this thing off his head, which was the jade diadem. One of them, Wasa, broke it in 3 parts. And they all took one piece, and they said that they would protect this with their life, because they had to keep it safe. What happened? They said that Bolda would not let this go unpunished, but they can only hope that the ritual cannot succeed without his help. As in, he being the Dragon Emperor, I think. I'm not too sure. And then they hoped that Urtu does not have to pay the cost of Seda and Solda's attempt at ascension. Yes, at the end, as Bara was coming back to himself, there was a voice saying, "You have failed me, little dragon. Perhaps I was right not to depend on you for my plans." Whose voice was it? We don't know. So, at that time, the two of us went back and found Bara in a very un-Bara-like state, quiet, curled up on himself, very shaken. So we knew something had gone wrong. We quickly tapao everybody, go back to the sleeping horse, went to Bara's room, and then tried to convince him to tell us what happened. Bara was very traumatized by his almost dying, and seeing all these things. And he was also very paranoid, so he kept trying to message us. And we're like, "We're right here, you can just tell us." So he told us what happened. And then Kaman got him some alcohol. And then Bara got very drunk and then passed out. So after that, we talked about it a little bit more and realized that the Dragon Emperor number 1 looked like he was in the middle of a transformation into a dragon, but isn't actually a dragonborn or a human. So very confusing about what actually he is. So after that, Irsa and Kaman went out to help Kaman do some charity work because he wants to, spread the good word of Aina. We asked around, and the concierge at the sleeping horse said, "Yeah, there is a what?" And we were like, "A what? A what?" Yeah. So we went to the what, which is not actually a what, but a what. Yeah? So yeah, anyway, outside there got a lot of poor people. Yeah lah, what lah? What?
Temple.
What?
Temple.
What? W-A-T anyway. So we went there, and there was like a lot of poor people there, and then we asked around, and then they said that, "Oh, there is a man at the what, whose name is Gundu, and he basically helps to feed the poor lah." So we went to talk to Mr. Gundu, and yes, we gave him money, and then he was very like, "Why you want to give me money? Don't come and wash your dirty money here." Then we had to explain to him that, "Oh, no, this money is not tied to anybody. Please use it to do good for the people." So after that, we managed to set up a little altar to Aina inside the wat. And the idea is hopefully people will pray to Aina a bit more. And hopefully that will help Aina to grow. Anyway, we went back to the sleeping horse. And then Kaman Lesser restored Bara to get him back to working purposes. Bara came to and then started to cast a scrying on Sunali. We saw Sunali underwater, or rather he saw Sunali underwater with other people around her. And one looked like maybe it could be Malina. And then towards the end of the scrying, we saw them starting to move a lot very fast, try to hide behind pillars. And then there was a bunch of sharks swimming past, ridden by sea elves. Dun dun dun. We figured out where Malina might be after a lot of hard work with maps and a lot of hard work with intel rolls. Eventually, we figured that, okay, this might be the area. Bara sent a cast ascending to Akras, updating him about the situation. But someone who wasn't Akras replied and said that the civilized kingdom is causing issues and we need to resolve all this within the next few weeks or war might break out. And then asked if the princess were compromised. And we were like, how do we answer this question? What do you mean? But we didn't actually cast another sending. We just, noted. And then after that...
You didn't actually cast any use the scroll ability.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
That's how the other person was able to respond. Otherwise, it
Oh. Okay. So anyway, yeah. Then after that, Kaman then teleported the party using the staff and rolled a 19.
not on a D20.
On a D100. So let's see where we end up, shall we?
Yay!